Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned. Circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children. Keep the circle whole. Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned. Circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children. Keep the circle whole. Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned. Circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children. Keep the circle whole. Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us imprisoned. Circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children. Keep the circle whole.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך גדול בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. מלכותך ראו עיניך בוקע הים לפני משה ומרים צלי אנו והנרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Who is like you? Adonai.
I said, let my people go.
Let my people go.
I said, let my people go.
Let my people go.
I said, let my people go.
Let my people go.
Oh, Pharaoh, don't you mess around with me now.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Our father Moses knocked on Pharaoh's door.
Knock on Pharaoh's door.
He said, let my people go.
Let my people go.
Moses said,
Moses said,
Lord, it's getting
Lord, it's getting
mad.
mad.
Pharaoh looked him in the eye and he said, no. I said, let my people go.
Let my people go.
I said, let my people go. I said, let my people go. Oh, Pharaoh, don't you mess around with me now.
Oh yes.
Nah, yeah. Oh, now Pharaoh wasn't very right. So the Lord helped him see the light. 9 plagues on Egypt. Lord sent a mighty sign. After number 10, Pharaoh seemed to change his mind. I said, let my people go.
Let my people go.
I said, let my people go. I said, let my people go. Oh, Pharaoh, don't you mess around with me.
Oh yes.
Ooh, yeah. Children of Israel, shed our chains. We say never, never again. We be bound on your evil hand. Together we will always find our promised land. I said, let my people go. I said, let my people go. I said, let my people go. Say, oh, Pharaoh, don't you mess around with me now. I said, oh, Pharaoh, don't you mess around with me. I said, go down, Moses.
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 Say, go down, Moses.
Go down, Moses.
Go down, 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 down.
Down, Moses.
Tell old Pharaoh he don't mess around with me.
Shabbat Shalom. Let my people go. That was Rick Rett. Before that, you heard some Josh Nelson. And we started off with Linda Hirschhorn with her famous circle chant. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Welcome to Temple Beth Israel's Erev Shabbat service for our pre-Pesach Shabbat Hagadol. Shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us on this Shabbat as Passover starts tomorrow night. The Shabbat, Cantor said it, but actually has a name. It is called Shabbat Hagadol, the Great Sabbath, which is the Sabbath just before Pesach as we begin. And we're going to begin in just a moment with a little bit of music to bring us in, but I'd like everybody just to take a deep breath. Let go of all the Pesach preparation for a few minutes. Be present with us tonight, and we'll enter into Shabbat with a little music.
I diddy die, diddy die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die, diddy die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die. I die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die. I die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die. I diddy die, diddy die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die. I diddy die, diddy die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die. I die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die. I die, 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 I die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die. I die, die, I diddy die, diddy die, 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 die. Yada die, diddy die, diddy die. I diddy die, diddy die, 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 die. I diddy die, diddy die.
Going to continue with Shalom Aleichem in just a moment. I'm just going to share my screen so that those of you at home can see the Siddur. And here we go.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Going to turn now to our lighting of our Shabbat candles. I'm going to stop showing the screen for a moment so that we can actually just enjoy the candles that are burning right there. And we'll join in our blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We'll continue with Lecha Dodi as we continue to welcome Shabbat. But as is our custom, before we enter into the words of Lecha Dodi, we take a moment to review the week, to spend a moment on each day, on its challenges and on its blessings, going back to last Shabbat. So we'll take a moment silently to reflect on the week that has passed. We will sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, I invite you in your homes to turn and face the door to your home and to symbolically welcome the Shabbat presence into your home and into your heart. Chadodi.
Lechadodi likrat kalai alalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nehekabela. Lechadodi likrat kalai alalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nehekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echan Ishmeanu El Hamyuchan Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad L'Shem Tiferet Elit Chilan Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechuven Elcha Ki Mekor HaBracha Beirosh Mikedem Nisucha Sof Ma'aseh B'makshva Tchila Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela Itorevri Kiva Ore Kubi Ori Uri Shira Beri Kevod Adonai Alayech Nigla Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam v'simcha Uv'tzola Toch emunei Am segula Boi kala Boi kala Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela Lechadodi Likrat Kalai Alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat Nehekabela.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish. If you have a book at home, we're on page 26.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shmei Rabbah Ve'alma nifrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei V'chai echon u'v'yom echon U'v'chayei echol ben Yisrael Bagala Uvizman Kariv Eimeru Amen Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mivarach Lelam Ulol Mei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipa'ar v'yidroman v'yitnasei V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudesha b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ve'alma ve'yimeru Amen.
Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, page 28. Please rise in body or in spirit.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Are we awake? Oh, are we aware? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yadadai dai dai, 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 yadadai dai dai.
Last three lines in the Hebrew.
El chai v'kayam Tamid l'chaleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Haravim.
Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form?
6 lines up.
Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem negeyomam belayla negeyomam belayla Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem negeyomam belayla Negeyomam belayla ve'ahavatecha atasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
We continue with Ve'ahavta, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Amen. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Little taste of Pesach.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai, ya la la lai, ya lai ya la la lai lai, ya la 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 lai lai la lai, lai la lai, yai la lai, yai lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha לדar בקודש נורא תהילות עושי פלא. יביים ביים ביים, יביים ביים ביים, יביים ביים ביים, יביים ביים ביים, איי 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 איי, יביים ביים ביים, איי 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 איי, יביים ביים ביים, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, צאלי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם, בידי יביים ביים ביים, יביים ביים ביים, יביים ביים ביים, יביים ביים ביים, איי 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 איי, יביים ביים ביים, איי 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 איי, יביים, יביים, yai bye bye, yai bye bye, yai bye bye.
We're going to continue now with our Hashkivenu prayer as we ask God to watch over us and to protect us, to shelter us under a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace, that we may lie down with that sense of wholeness and rise up with a sense of purpose.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom, Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. V'shamru b'nei Israel et HaShabbat, Aso et HaShabbat, L'dorotam berit olam. Beini u'bein b'nei Israel, Oti le'olam, Oti le'olam, Oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Israel et HaShabbat, L'asot et HaShabbat, L'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Israel et HaShabbat, L'asot et HaShabbat, L'dorotam berit olam. V'yom hashvi Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash. V'shamru b'nei Israel et HaShabbat, L'asot et HaShabbat, L'dorotam berit olam.
We turn to our tefillah, to our Amidah section of the service. I ask that people rise in body or in spirit. Create for yourself a little bit of a holy a holy space, a holy presence for yourself. We'll sing this introductory verse and the first three blessings together, then have time for a little silent prayer and a musical contribution from Dr. Randy Polivoy.
Adonai, Sefatai Tivta, Ufi Agi, Tehilatecha, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth will declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'Ma'an Shemo Ve'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor L'Olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah, Rav LeHoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mchayem Emunato L'Shenei Afar, Mi Chamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Memid U'Mchayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah LeHachayot HaKol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Please take a few moments for the text of your own heart.
Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Chag Passover, Chag Pesach Sameach to everyone out there. And if you were listening to the little of the prelude music before tonight's service, you heard the piece that I'm about to play. So it stole a little bit of my thunder, but that's not a problem. So the story of
The liberation of the Israelites from Egypt is recounted in this very famous song that was used powerfully by African Americans in the famous spiritual Go Down Moses, also known as Let My People Go. And this particular arrangement is in a pop jazz idiom. So this is Go Down Moses or Let My People Go.
Thank you so much, Dr. Polavoy. Beautiful.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Passover's always been one of my favorite holidays. Now, I know what you're thinking. You have to eat all that matzah. Sometimes the Seder goes on too long. There are so many dietary restrictions. While that may be true, Passover Seders throughout my life were always filled with family and friends and celebration. This year, for the second time, most of us will not be able to gather with family or friends for Seder in person. All of us are feeling a need for an exodus from the pandemic and are also beginning to be more hopeful as more and more of us receive the vaccine. How is Passover especially relevant in light of COVID-19? What new meaning can we draw from ancient rituals and observances? In our Torah, there are two Passovers. The rabbis talk about them as Pesach Mitzrayim, the first Passover that took place in Egypt on the eve of our departure, and Pesach Dorot, the Passover of the generations, like what we follow and observe as we will this year. Symbolically, this year more than most, I feel closer to Pesach Mitzrayim, to that first Passover. I feel like we're just on the eve of leaving the oppression of this pandemic and beginning our journey to newfound freedom. In our story, we move from Avdut, slavery, to Cherut, freedom. But think of the items on our Seder plate. Most are focused on rebirth or hope or freedom. Only the bitter herbs are meant to have us taste the bitterness of slavery. And even then, we're supposed to eat our moror, our bitter herb, mixed with the sweet charoset, because the sweetness of the hope for freedom is present even in oppression. The overall theme of our Seder is hope. Let's take a look at a few symbols. Elijah's cup. Elijah represents hope of redemption, that the world is going to be better, that everything's going to be okay. The first thing Elijah is said to do when Elijah comes is to answer all of our outstanding debates and questions and declare a messianic age. In a time of unknowns, we open the door for Elijah to be filled with the hope that one day soon, this pandemic and the isolation it causes will be in the past. Elijah represents the hope that soon we will gather together again. At the end of our Seder, we say, Lishana Haba'ah B'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem. Do we really mean it? Are you planning on spending Passover in Jerusalem next year? I'm not necessarily. I mean, it would be great, but I've got responsibilities here. So why do we say it? Just like in the case of Elijah, it is a statement of hope. The phrase is supposed to evoke a desire to rebuild what has been torn down, whether it is referring to a desire for rebuilding our ancient land or a desire for our lives to be rebuilt. It evokes a sense of hope. It is a prayer for ultimate redemption, for peace and perfection for the entire world. Wherever we are now, however we have celebrated our Passover this year, may next year be better. May we be where and with whom we want next year at our Seder. Lastly, in the Torah, our Passover story, the story of the journey from slavery to freedom, ends before we enter the land of Israel. We spent so much time wandering in the desert, one would have expected the end of the Torah to be, and they entered the land of Israel and they all lived happily ever after. But that isn't what happens. Instead, the Israelites are on the brink of that next step. Moses gets to see the promised land and then goes with God. He dies. And the Israelites are ready to enter the land, but the Torah ends before they get there. And we roll it back to the beginning and start again. Why? Perhaps it's more meaningful to have the Torah end with the Israelites looking forward. It ends looking to the whole future of Israel. We must use our imagination to recreate what the next steps of the Israelites' journey will be. It's a script that has not yet been written. We do read more in the book of Joshua and other books in the Torah, in the Tanakh, but the Torah itself rolls back to the beginning. How similar does that sound to our lives at the moment? We are beginning our journey to freedom, but our future is not yet totally clear. We hope that the world will heal and move more and more toward normalcy. Yet we know that we have changed and our world has changed. We're not quite sure what we or it will be like in this next year. We need Passover this year to remind us that God has promised that there will be a time when the world is healed and experiencing shalom, wholeness, and peace. We need to say L'Shana Haba'ah B'Yerushalayim to evoke our desire to rebuild what has fallen apart. When we remind ourselves of the plight of the Israelites and their long journey, we remember that redemption is always possible. I look forward to the time when we can all be together in person and can feel a greater sense of the sweetness of redemption. L'Shana Haba'ah B'Yerushalayim. Next year in Jerusalem, next year, may we all be free. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to turn now to our prayers for healing. I'm going to share with you.
O Holy One, blessed our mothers, who blessed our fathers from ancient days. Bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimaleh Rachamim Aleichem, Lehachzikam Urapeotam, Veishlach Lahem Refuah Shlema, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, B'toch Sha'ar Cholei Yisrael. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
We offer blessings for Rebecca Gilman and Bela Pasternak, Hannah Fields Austin, Sue Toback, Alicia Goldfarb, Rosin Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Gabrielle Silton, Pam Poliakoff, Connie Shapiro, Kathy Blumenfeld, Gloria Austin, Caitlin Antrim, Judith Bosworth, Kathy Brewster, Stephanie Holland, Jennifer Rudin, Susan Grohr, Charity Rayzadeh, Ed Ansel, Marion Snyders, Kimberly Zimmerman, Lori Snyder, Brad Holland, Isley Holland, Mike Klein, Beatrice Caden, Meg Silton, Henry Gerard, Kirby Perkins, Brenda Found Gerard, Serena Postal, Nancy Brewster, Bobby Kay, Dan Ione, Bonnie Stead, Marilyn Freeman, Robert Strober, Ava Bespris, Marilyn Lubarsky, Joe Kummerman, Char Alpert, Carol Sage, Flo Cohen, Ira Quatcher, Ellery Einstein, Ken Mitchell, Patricia Kramer, Joey Kubel, and all of those we hold in our hearts.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimaleh Rachamim Aleichem. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
I'd like to call upon Jay Eisenberg to share some announcements with all of you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Cantor Paul and Rabbi Jonathan, for leading us in a really nice service. I know Randy already got off, but it was nice to hear Randy's music. Hopefully in the not too distant future, we can all be together soon in the sanctuary. Just a couple of announcements. I'd like to bring up a few upcoming events. The first one being this Sunday, second night of Passover Seder. It is at 6 p.m. and you can register online. It's going to be, of course, via Zoom. Also on Monday, April 5th at 7 p.m., we have Remember Their Voices. It will be readings by the JFED players. And the last thing I want to bring up is on April 16th, the Rosenfeld Scholars Shabbat with Reb Moshe Warlock. He is the editor of the Big Book of Jewish Humor. There is also a lot of stuff that you can read either in the Kehila or this week in TBI, or you can go onto our website and see lots of things. We do have some fundraisers and stuff coming up in the next few months, but I'll let you read about those and we'll talk about more if they get a little bit closer. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Oops, I don't have my camera on. Shabbat Shalom, Jay. Cantor Paul, do you have some additional announcements?
I may have, I was distracted for a moment and I don't, Jay announced something at 7 p.m.
Yeah, you could use a little more clarification of what that was.
Yeah, because our Seder is at 6 p.m. I don't know if that.
Yeah, he was talking about the Federation thing on Monday night. So if you can say something about
and
that.
that actually, yeah, the Federation, so our TBI Congregational Seder is this Sunday night at 6 p.m. Next Monday, April the 5th, I have the honor of participating with cantors from throughout the area in a Yom HaShoah commemoration, engaging many of the communities in our federation, along with the JFED players. That is at 7 p.m. On the Jewish Federation's Zoom channel. So you do have to go to the Federation, the link for the Federation and register for that. You can do it right before the event as well. So please check that out. Many other things happening for Pesach. We have morning services Sunday morning this coming weekend for the first day of Pesach. We make the transition from Mashiv HaRuach to the Morida Geshem. We start praying for dew because it's spring and summertime. So we make that transition this Sunday morning. And then also next Shabbat, we get to celebrate seventh day of Passover together, reading the Song of the Sea and having a Yizkor service, a memorial service included in that for those who've suffered losses this year.
Thank you, Cantor Paul. We are going to move in just a moment to Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 282. The answer to your question from before, Cantor, is yes. But we're going to move to 282. Hold on. For Aleinu L'Shabeach. If you're able, rise in body or in spirit.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמן אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Before we join in the words of Kaddish, as I mentioned in the email that you received from me and from Cantor Paul, we're going to spend a moment today and mention the names of those who were killed in Atlanta and in Boulder before we add the names of all of those that we're remembering in our own congregation. These are the names that we have. There's a couple missing that weren't released. Shaoji Tan, Delana Youn, Yoon Jun Grant, Yang Alyu, Alicias Hernandez Ortiz, Sunsha Kim, and we also, those were from Atlanta. Terry from Boulder. We have Eric Talley, and we have Ricky Olds, Kevin Mahoney, Lynn Murray, Denny Strong, Terry Leiker, Trelona Bartkowiak, Jody Waters, Nevin Stanzik, Suzanne Fountain. And to those names, we add the names of our own community. We add those who have died in recent days. Shirley Panietz, aunt of Harriet de Basilio, Gary Sachs, brother of Sharon Sachs Regalado, Irma Singer, aunt of Marilyn Lubarsky, Deanna Kaufman, wife of Isaac, mother of Amir, Erez, Ilan, and Oren, Douglas Austin, husband of TBI member Liz Fields and father of Hannah and Lexi Fields Austin. Also, Mickey Siegel, a cousin of Yvonne Cheney. Remember the Yortsites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Albert Gordon, Cynthia Katz, Abe Leventhal, Joseph Peterman, Dale Boring, Erwin Brown, Michael Brown, Sidney Greenfield, Jesse Litton, Henry M. Weinstock, Colonel David C. Bespris, Jake Farber, David Steinbach, Shirley Bates, Alice Blumenfeld, Miriam Fagelis, Sarah Ferguson, Milton Katz, Aaron Krug, Becky Landsberg, Sandra Brock, Yetta Cohen, Elias Herbert Epstein, Sherman Gilman, Solomon Gomel, Phyllis Kessler, Lawrence Purvis Sr., Roger Hartstone, Cecile Hopkinson, Aryeh Jacoby, Ronald Kane, Zanny Nedelchev, Esther Roth, David Siegel, and Isidore Weiss. We add to those names, of course, all of those who you carry in your mind and heart, or those that you choose to mention in the chat. And we join in the words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayachon v'yomachon v'chayei d'cho Beit Yisrael. Ba'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei Dukudasha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiram bi'alma v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. You conclude with Biyado and then Kiddush and Motzi.
Beyado av kidduchi, ve'nishan ve'a'ira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I
shall not fear, safely in your hand. Be'ado of Kidduchi, Be'edi shan be'a'ira, Be'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira, Ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira.
Grab a cup of juice or wine, and we'll join in Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh, zechar letziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu vacharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, V'kadesh HaShabbat. Chaim.
L'chaim. A little challah.
Well, we got to the egg matzah today, so we cleaned up the chametz. So that's all
We kept the corner.
Yeah.
We kept the corner. All right, here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone, and Chag Sameach. Have a wonderful, meaningful, liberating Passover. Hope to see some of you on Sunday night or even Sunday morning at our 10 a.m. First day Pesach service. We'd love to see you there, and certainly at our Seder on Sunday night. Lehitraot. See you soon.
Lehitraot. We still have room on the Zoom, so let us know. We will, if you're not able to come on Zoom, we will be on Facebook as well, but we really want you to be on Zoom so we can see you, talk to you, and invite you to participate. So, Lehitraot. See you on